Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm back from the first half of my holidays and about to start the second half. The first half of my holidays, I flew up to Sydney to see musicals, and that was phenomenal. I got to see Come From Away twice and Hamilton once. Hamilton, it was so good. Come From Away was phenomenal as well. Like, I highly recommend if you ever get the chance to see either of those musicals, do so. Anyway, so before I go on to the second half of my holidays, before my wife gets out of bed, today is her birthday and today is our anniversary. I am hoping to record a video, maybe two, so that I can keep the releases happening. If there's a gap, that's why. So this puzzle was sent to me while I was gone, while I was away, and I liked the look of it, and I thought I would do it as soon as I got back, and that's what I'm doing now. This is Zelda Triforce by Casey. I have no idea where this is being published. I am completely out of the loop. This may be all over Discord, and I may be the eighth person to do it. I have no idea. This may have been featured on Cracking the Cryptic, for all I know. I really have no clue. But Casey sent this one to me, and I said I would do it, so I'm doing it. So this puzzle has a bunch of different rules in it, so I'm going to go into those. So normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have some given digits, so that's nice to know. There are green lines in the grid along green lines, which are German whispers lines. The adjacent digits must differ by at least 5, which has a couple of obvious ramifications. The first one is you can never put a 5 on a German whispers line because 5 below 5 is 0, not legal. 5 above 5 is 10, not legal. And once you place a digit that is either below 5 or above 5, the digits that are 5 different will leapfrog the 5. So if you place a 1, 2, 3, 4, the only digits that are 5 different from that are on the other side of the 5, as in 6, 7, 8, 9, and vice versa. So you will always leapfrog the 5. Purple lines are Renban lines, and we've only got little Renban lines, but Renban lines must contain sets of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So if we use this one as an example, this might be able to be 6, 8, and 7, so because these are a set of consecutive digits, but they do not have to be in order. That could also be it could also be 3, 1, and 2. That would be fine. Then we've got these grey lines, which are palindromes. Palindromes must read the same in either direction. So it just means that that digit and that digit will be the same, that digit and that digit will be the same. This could be anything because it's an odd number of digits, so the middle digit will always be the same. And the black dots are ratio dots, which means those digits, the adjacent digits separated by black dots, will have a ratio of 1 to 2. Not all black dots are given. That's what we've got to go with. And with that, we should be able to solve the puzzle. So let's give this a shot. Where to start? Okay, well, this is fairly obvious. The only digit that is consecutive to 1 is 2. This is a palindrome, so these two digits must be the same, so that must be a 2. These two digits must be the same, so that must be a 7. You can never put a 5 on a German whispers line, so there must be a 5 in the middle. And both of these are crop key cells. And you can never put a 5 on, sorry, I called them ratio dots earlier. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I called them ratio dots earlier. You can never put a 5 on a ratio dot because a ratio of 1 to 2 with 5 is either 2.5 or 10, neither of which are legal. So we get a 5 in the middle. And that means that these cells are either 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7. You can never put a 7 on a ratio dot because 3.5 and 14. So 2 must go in one of these two cells. And that's just by Sudoku. Can't go in those cells because of those twos. It can't go in those cells because of that 2. So one of these is going to be a 1 or a 3. Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's restrictive, but I don't know how yet. I'm very tempted to look at these cells because if this is a 3, this is a 6. If this is a 6, this is a 3. And if this is a 4, this is a 2 or an 8, and it can't be a 2. So this is 3, 6, or 8, which means this is 3, 6, or 8. This, if it's a 3, it's a 6. If it's a 6, it's a 3. And if it's a 4, it's a 2 or an 8. Two is in one of those. If 2 is here, that's a 3. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to look at the parity of these strange whisper shapes because as you remember, I said that they must alternate between high-low. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm not going to use my standard whisper coloring. So if this was either high or low, these two would be, I'm going to use orange. That would be a different one. This would then be back to the original. These are adjacent, so that would be back to the original. They would then be back to orange, and these would be back to whatever that is. So these are banded. Now this is the same shape but upside down, but I've already got 3 green. So that means these will be orange, these will be green, and these will be orange. But what I don't know is which color is which. Well, this can't be a 6, because if this was a 6, the only number that is different to 6 on a whisper line is 5 different from 6 on a whisper line is 1. So if this was a 6, these would both have to be 1s, and I can't put 2 1s in the same row. So that can't be 6, which means that can't be 3. Hang on, I can't put 6 or 4 in any of those numbers. The same as I can't put 6 or 4 in any of those numbers. So this pointed me to look at this and ask where I could put 6 or 4. Because 4's got the same constraint as 6. It can only go next to 9. If I was to put 4 here, I'd have to put 9 in both of those, which I can't do. I can't put 2 9s in the column. If I put 4 there, 2 9s there, 4 there, 2 9s there, 4 there, 2 9s there, 4 there, 4 there, 2 9s there. None of that works. You can never put 4 or 6 in any of those cells. Now, that made me think the same thing about this, but these two cells are already full. So this is a 4 6 pair. Now I've already got 2 high digits in this row. So these have to be low. So orange is low, and blue is my normal low, and green is high, and yellow is my normal high colouring. I know a lot of people use blue and orange as their low-high colouring. I find the contrast a little bit harder for me to see. So these are the low numbers. So these are 1, 2, and 3. And these are 8 and 9. Which means this is not 8, which I knew because blue is low. This is 6 or 7, and it can't be 6. This has to be 7. Because for the same reason I said you can't put 6 in any of those. So this is 7. This is 1, 2, or 3. Hang on, I can't put 4 or 6 into any of those. Yeah, this is a 1, 2, 3 triple. I take the 3 out of there, which takes the 6 out of there, which takes the 6 out of there. Is this a 1, 2, 3 triple? If I put 4 there, I put... Yeah, same thing. If I put 4 into there, I've got to put 9 into both of those cells, which I cannot do. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. And I believe this is going to be a 789 triple, because if I put a 6 there, I have to put 1 in both of those. If I put a 6 there, I've got to put 1 into... So this is an 8-9 pair, which makes this a 3, which makes this a 3, which makes this the 6, which makes this the 4, which makes this the 2, which takes 2 out of both of those. That 3 makes that the 1, so this is the 3. 7 is surrounded by 1 and 2, which is legal by whispers. There's no 3 in either of those. This can no longer be 1, 3, or 6, so it's 2, 4, or 8, and it's high, so it's 8, which makes that 4. Hang on. There's no 3 in here anymore. If this was a 1, this would have to be a 2 because of the ratio, but I've already got a 1, 2. So this has to be a 2, making that a 1, making that a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6 at the top. 7, 8, 9. And I've got all of column 5 mostly placed. Now, if this is 4, these are from 3, 5, and 6 because I can't go down as low as 2. Now, if this is a 1 or a 2, this can be a 7 or a 9. Actually, that could even be a 6 because I could put a 1 there as well. I have to put a 2 over here somewhere. Actually, I know the 2, it goes right there because I've got 2 2s looking into the box and a 2 looking down. 7 is in one of those 3, but I can't put 7 there because it would put 7 there and it would clash in both the column and the row. So 7 is in one of those 2. 7 is in one of those 2. And that doesn't look like it's blocked from being a 7. So these are 1, 2, and I've already determined the... Oh, hang on, can these be 4? If that's 4... No, they can't be 4. Because if they're 4, then both of those would have to be 9. So this is a 1, 2 pair, and we know the order because of the cells directly below them. And I think that's the same here, actually. Yes, because of that little connector. I looked at these connectors, and I even looked at that connector, but I didn't look at... This cell is connected in 4 different ways, the same as those, by whisper lines. So this cannot be a 6, and it can't be a 7 because of that 3. That's a 9. And I should have looked at this as well. That's been staring me in the face. As appropriate, there are a lot of links in this puzzle. So 3, 5, 6, and 7 have to go into these cells. Can't put 3 up here, so there's 3 down there, which means this is not a 3. So this is a 5 or a 7. Actually, this is a 5 because there's already a 6 in the column. So this is a 7. 1, 2, 3. No, wait, have I... What have I done there? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I have not turned my visual assist software back on correctly, and I'm struggling a little. 3, 5, 6, 7. Can't put 3 up there. So 3 is down here, so this cannot be 3. What am I missing from this column? 4, 5, and 6. So these are 4, 5. No, I'm not missing 4, 5, and 6 from this column. So this is a 5 or a 6, and I've got a 5. So this is a 5. What am I missing from this column? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. These are 4 and 7, but I've got a 4 down here. This is a 7. This is a 4. There is a 6 here. There is no 6 up here. This is a 5, 7. I can take 5 out of there and 7 out of here. This is a 3, 6. Okay, I should have turned my Visual Assist software back on. This is a 5, 7, so this is a 5, 7, and it can't be a 5. This is a 7. This is a 7. This is a 5. I was too eager to record a video quickly. It's because I love you guys. So these are high digits, but they could be any, really, because, I mean, neither of them can be 7s because there's already 7s in the boxes. And they're only adjacent to 1 and 2, so they can't be 6s. So these are 8s and 9s. Oh, and they're resolved, so they can't be anything. They're fully resolved already. Oh, and the 1, 2s are also resolved. So we have completely resolved the Triforces. No, we haven't. We've got these 8, 9 left. Once we've fully resolved the Triforces, I think that's the end of a Zelda game. I haven't played one in a while. And when I do, I tend to just repeat the original Ocarina of Time. Yes, including the hard water temple. I am crazy that way. So 1 has to go into one of those 2 cells. 4 goes into one of those 2 cells. So that's a 4, 6 pair. So that means this is a 1, 9 pair. Oh, and that's 1. That's 9. That's 1. 4 and 6 on a Renban. Actually, I'm going to look at this cell first. 1, 2, 3. That's an 8. So we know what these 2 are. That's 3 and 5. That makes that 3 and 5, and it can't be 5, so they're 3. So that makes this 5, which makes this 4 or 6, which means it's not 2, so that's the 2. That means this has to be 1 or 3, and it cannot be a 3. There's already a 3 in the box right there, so this has to be the 1. This is a 4 or a 6. I now have a 4, 6 pair in the column. I get the feeling this is a puzzle that could have been done in lots of different ways. You could have focused on the Renbans first. You could have focused more on the ratios. Because I do a lot of German whispers puzzles, I focused on the German whispers. Yeah, this was a good puzzle to come back to. Like, I've enjoyed it. This is now a 7 because 7 was in one of those 2, and I just put a 7 in row 1. So that is a 7. I get the feeling I'm almost completely down to Sudoku now. That's a 4, 6 and it has been for ages. This 4, 6 means this could be 3, 5, or 7, and it can't be 7, so it's a 3 or a 5. This is a 4, 6, and it has to be a 6 because it sees a 4, so that makes this a 6, this a 4. This could still be 3 or 5. And let's look at where to look at. Let's look at column 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's not a 4. That's not a 6. So I've got a 4, 5, 6 triple in the box. So that means these are 7, 8, and 9. There's no 7 there. There's no 7 there. It puts a 7 slap bang in the middle of box 1, which I could have got from the pointing 7s. That's a 9. That's an 8 because I had an 8 there. I've now only got these 2 as unknown digits because this is the 4, 6 pair. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 5. a 9, and there's a 9 looking at it, so that's a 5 and that's a 9. That makes this a 6, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 6, which makes this a 4, which makes this a 6, which takes 6 out of there. This is a 4-5 pair. This is a known triple, which is 1, 3, and 7. I have that can't be 1. That can't actually. I can put a 7 right at the top, and I can put a 3 at the bottom, and that's a 1. 3 makes that a 6, which makes that a 3. This is a 3-4-5 Renban. Along the bottom here, I need to place 5 and 8, and I can resolve it. In here, I need to place 6 and 9, and I can resolve it. I get the feeling I'm almost done. That's a 3. I have to be nearly done now. The 5 looks up, making that a 3. That 8 made that 9 a long time ago. Da 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 da. This is a 4-5 and it's a 4, so that's a 5 and that's a 4, and now I am in the final box and we are done. We are opening the final chest, getting the sword and finishing it off. 8, and we finished dungeon number 9, and that looks good. Well, that was fun, Casey. Thank you very much. I hope everyone gave that a shot and really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm just very relaxed at the moment. It's been a good holiday so far. I hope everyone who gets an opportunity goes sees Hamilton and Come From Away. They're great musicals. I highly recommend them. If you don't get a chance to go see them, Hamilton is on Disney Plus. Come From Away is on, I think it's Apple, whatever the Apple TV thing is. They are if you don't like theatre, or if you don't not a fan of going to the theatre, or you're in lockdown or anything, watch the presentations of them on Disney Plus and Apple TV. They are well worth it. I in many ways, I could see why some people say they're better. I just love the theatre experience, and or just listen to the music. It's great. Come From Away tells an amazing story, and yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you, Casey, for the puzzle once again. I know I keep repeating that. And if you are a setter and you would like me to do your puzzles, please let me know and I will. I've really enjoyed receiving the submissions while I've been away. I hope I haven't missed any. I've tried to put them all into my queue now that I'm back, because I've been living on my phone and my queue is a spreadsheet that I didn't have access to. Well, I did, but putting stuff into it is just horrible from the phone. It's just a bad experience. So that's all I've got. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy your puzzling.